Hi, this is again Volleyball Explained Podcast. Today I'm here with Piotr from VolleyTime, and we're going to talk about probably the best, not probably, but for sure the best teams in Europe that season, and probably about the best league in Europe that season. This is the Polish league and ZAKSA and Jastrzebski. Hi, Piotr, how are you?
Thank you very much. Hi, what's up, volleyball fans? I'm pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna be a father within next month, so I'm a bit
Yeah,
nervous right now, but I still get time to watch some games, and that's really cool
congratulations.
information. Thank you, sir.
I'm very happy to hear that.
Thank you, sir.
Firstly, let's have the background. If someone is not acquainted with that, ZAKSA and Jastrzebski will play in the final. Firstly, ZAKSA will do it for a third time in a row. They are champions. They are reigning champions in the last two editions of the Champions League. This is the third one. Actually, Jastrzebski, this is their first appearance in the final of the Champions League. I believe they have only one or two, but I believe one appearance in a semifinal, in a top four. And of course, this is the first in history all Polish final. Let's have your overall comment in first place, and then we can go to details.
Sure, of course, yeah. This is a huge boost for Polish volleyball, and it shows that we are still on the top. And yeah, this final shows that yeah, we got the two best teams in Europe, and we can be proud as a Polish volleyball society. Yeah, as you mentioned, ZAKSA has played already two times in the final. This is their third time in a row, which is absolutely stunning because I do remember that Zenit has achieved something like that, but I'm
And
not
Trento.
quite. Yes, and Trento in the 90s, I think. But and so actually they write a history right now, and uh, I'm really proud that this is part of a Polish volleyball history.
Yeah, and it's interesting also that ZAKSA didn't start the season pretty well. One of the reasons for that is that they don't have the squad, didn't have the squad they have now. They started with the Bulgarian Denis Karagin. Actually, I was very surprised to know back then that Denis will play for ZAKSA because he played time to time in Monza last season and in another position. He didn't play as an outside hitter, and ZAKSA took him as a substitute of Kamil Semenyuk. We'll talk about Semenyuk a little bit later. But that was I was very skeptical because I know his qualities, and he is not ready to play on that level for sure. He needs to play in some lower level teams. Like for example, he's now playing in France, which is a much better option for him, I think. And then they took Bartosz Bednosz. Is just another story because they played, for example, in the quarters. They beat Trento, but they were defeated by Trento two times in the pool. So, how do you think the team changed after New Year's Eve? Actually,
Yeah, I had the opportunity to speak with Bartosz after he came to ZAKSA, and he was very happy to join to this team because, as we know, ZAKSA in the last few years they won actually everything, and he told me that he came to this team to win even more because for the rest of the players this is something they achieved already some successes, right? And for Bartosz it was something new, and yeah, he proved that he is one of the best outside hitter if he is healthy, because we know that in the past he had a few injuries, and they have eliminated him from the international level for some time. But we know now that he's the man. He's the money time game changer, and he has shown that especially in the second game in Perugia, in the first 2 sets, I think he has 11 from 13 attacks. So it was like 85%. So on that level, you don't often you don't see really often this kind of numbers, right? So it was a huge game for him, and of course it's a very adding value for the team. About Karyagin, yeah, I was very skeptical when he was announced as a new player of ZAKSA, because we know value of Kamil Semeniuk. So this is the guy who can be replaced just by a few players in the world, because he was the MVP of the last Champions League final. We know exactly how high quality he has, and I was really surprised, because I think that ZAKSA has a bit overslept the transfer window. Maybe this is the reason why Karyagin came to ZAKSA, but after all, he wasn't good enough as because he plays in the French league right now. What I know, and as you said, he has potential to be very good player, but at this level of his career, I think it was too high a level for him. So I would say that it was a very good change. The results shows that it was very valuable change for ZAKSA, and they play on the really high level right now. So, and I would say that they will be favorite in the final game, but of course the final always has its own rules, so we're gonna see.
Yeah, and the big difference is just one match, not two, which is important. For me, the biggest achievement of ZAKSA in the last 2-3 years is that they changed their setter. The first year they won the Champions League, they won it with Tunuti and Zatorski as a libero. They changed then to Janos and Eric Shoji, and the structure of the team didn't change. I even believe they improved, and they lost Semeniuk the second year, and now they have Bednor. So it's a very good structured, well structured machine, which is working on the basis of Slivka, on the basis of Kaczmarek, even let's say on the basis of players like David Smith, who is a constant player in the team. Do you believe that actually they changed also coaches, which is also interesting?
Right.
But it seems that it's the same team, even though they changed a lot of the main parts in it, coaches or players.
Well, I would say that this is kind of culture of the game, and you can't build or set up culture just like that. You need time to do that, and they have worked many years to achieve this level of the structure of passion on the court, and it's when you watch ZAKSA playing, you can see that the players they really enjoy to be there on the court together. And even if somebody makes some dumb mistake, it doesn't matter. We go further. We need to score a point in the next action, which is very. It doesn't work in every team like that. So this is some. I would say that this is a culture of the game, and they worked hard to achieve it, and they got the third final in the row. So I would say, as you mentioned, they changed some of the main parts in the team, like a setter. Benvenuti has left, right? Then came Marcin Janusz, who was a very, very good prospect, but he didn't have enough, let's say, international level experience. But yeah, he gained it, right? Playing in ZAKSA, he gains some experience, and currently he's one of the best in the world, right? Shoji was, and he is still one of the best players on his position. So so here it wasn't big difference between Zatorski and Shoji, because the both players are from the really, really high level. So I would say that even if they lose some, let's say, parts of the structure, they can replace them. Like in this situation, in this season, it was Bednosh. It was this lacking part of the machine, right?
Have you been surprised from what they did against Perugia? Because Perugia was the ultimate favorite, that's for sure. Even though ZAKSA is the reigning champion, however, it didn't seem like this on the court. I believe that ZAKSA could have won the first game even 3-0, and then they won the first two sets, and everything actually was over. Do you believe that I don't know? Firstly, what do you think about Kamil Semeniuk in Perugia? Because I don't think it's clicking in the best possible way. Probably the Polish players who play in Italy are not that much. I remember, except for Semeniuk, I remember Kurek in Lube and also Bienek in Lube, and I'm not sure. I can't remind of myself of another.
I would say Bednosh in Modena
Yeah, bad notion more than yeah.
had a really, really nice season. So, but unfortunately, in the main part of the season, he was injured. Kamil is for sure one of the best guys in the world on his position. So, and yeah, no doubt. But of course, this is something completely new for him. So he grew up in Kędzierzyn, so actually he was very familiar with this team. Even if he was loaned in Zawierce for one season, then he came back and he has shown that he is a high quality player. So yes, I don't know how does look his process of adaptation in the new league. So you get a new environment, you get new friends around yourself. So it's this is a question for him actually. So how does he feel right now in Perugia? Of course, this season is for Perugia kind of disaster, because after Italian Cup, I would say that they fell down in the rabbit hole, and unfortunately, they couldn't go out from this hole, which is very strange, because when you get in the regular season 22-0 without any defeat, and then there is a one scar on your how can I say it? There was the first scar was like in this Italian Cup when they lost 3-0, right? And then something was broken, and mentally they couldn't handle the main part of the season. Unfortunately, it has happened in the main part of the season when you get quarterfinals in Italy. You got a really strong opponent in the semifinals in Champions League, and you need to win, but you're mentally down. So it's really hard, but this is actually, I would say that this is the coach's work to try to get all the pieces together. But of course, if you can, as you can see, you can have all stars on every position, but if you don't have team and you don't have this team spirit like ZAKSA has, you can lose every game. So it doesn't matter what kind of surnames you get on your roster. So and as we know exactly, Perugia is an all-star. Some of the people said that they are Galacticos of volleyball, and I would have agreed with them because when you see on the roster, you got Janelli, Semeniuk, Leon, Klitsky, Herrera, Płotnicki, Russo. God damn, they are a star. They all stars from volleyball, right? But if you can't set up the team, you don't have this kind of right approach. When you can't create a leader because they didn't have a leader. Usually it was Leon because he was the most offensive player in the world probably. But if he was down, like he has suffered on the reception in the very. I don't think how many mistakes he made, but it was obvious that ZAKSA's service direction will be on Leon, and and when Leon was out, there wasn't a player on the court. He could take all the pieces together and take responsibility for the result. And back to Semeniuk. He was for example, in ZAKSA, he used to play every game. Yeah, he was always on fire because he knew that he's gonna play, and he was always on this high level. In Perugia, his role was completely different because they have three very they have three great outside hitters. Yeah, Płotnicki, Leon, and Semeniuk, and you need to pick just two. So Anastasi has tried to change something. For example, in the last game, 70% of the game, Leon was on the bench. Right, he just put all in, but he lost. So I would say that in Perugia there wasn't one created leader who can take responsibility for the result, and that was the reason why this season has looked like he looked.
Yeah, it's very strange for a team which won the Super Cup of Italy and now the World Club, the Club World Championship, to have a totally failed season. That sounds strange, but in fact, when it comes to the team and the roster of Perugia, is a fact, because we expected from them to win at least two of the three tournaments: the Cup,
Right.
the League, and the Champions League, and now they have none. Okay, let's go to the other Polish team, which is in the final, and this is Jastrzebski, the team with a hard to pronounce name, but however, they are now in the final. It's interesting that Toniutti is now playing for Jastrzebski,
Yes.
and he will face his former team, ZAKSA, and with Kleveno, with Fornal, with Bouye, with Pupivchak. I don't think and another player I like a lot, Yuri Glader, the Ukrainian middle.
And
I like him a lot. I believe he's very world-class player. What is your comment on their team? Because this is a team which seems very, very compact and very persistent in their performance.
we need to say the first thing that they got also a small change by the rooster, because Łukasz Wiśniewski is injured, and the season is over for him. So at the beginning of the year, they sign Mustafa Mbaye from Kuprum Lubin. So this is the young guy from and I think it was a pretty cool change for him, because he played for staying in the league with his team, and then this offer appeared to him, and he signed a contract with Jastrzebski Wegiel, and there's no big difference in the middle, because he has shown that he has a really big potential, and that's pretty cool that he could show yourself on this level of the game. This is very compact team, and when I said that ZAKSA is a favorite in the final, I also mentioned that there is a small sign above this favorite, because as you said, this is just one game, and those teams know each other like a good old friends, because they played against each other, I think already 3 or 4 times in the season, not quite sure, so I would have to check it, but but till now ZAKSA has won most of the games, so of course Jastrzebski has something to prove, and they got 3 very equal wings, 2 opposites, like Klevno and Fornal. Fornal, especially Fornal, got a really good season right now. Stefan Boye as an opposite, and Bentonuti. So these guys are world-class players. So I wouldn't say that there's gonna be a big difference between these teams. And this is a huge success for the club. This is their first final in the history. They have won already a bronze medal in Champions League, but it was, I think it was 10 years ago, and one of the players was Lukas Divish. It was.
I believe 2011 it was that.
Just
I believe they played the semi-final against
2014
or 14.
2014, right? Yeah.
So they have 2 semi-finals in 2011 and in 2014.
Yeah. It's a huge achievement for the club, and of course they're gonna do everything to beat ZAKSA. They got also on the bench the young Shimura, who also made an international debut in the last year in the VNL. So you got a Kuba Popiwczak, one of the best libero in Poland, probably in the world. He's still young, so he can still improve his skills. So I'm really I can't wait to see that game, and I just I thought that maybe I can go to Torino and to watch it live, but unfortunately I will have some other duties at home. But it's gonna be a really nice game, and I believe that it's not gonna be a 3-0. I would say that they will play 5 sets.
I was thinking about asking you, because it's possible that ZAKSA and Jastrzebski will play in the final in the Plusliga, because the final of the Champions League is on 20th of May, I believe, and
right.
Before that the Polish week will end. So it's possible that in theory ZAKSA and Jastrzebski could play 6 matches in I don't know how many days, 10 days,
2 weeks,
15,
maybe
2 weeks, something like this.
Yeah. Yes.
And the last one will be the Champions League.
Yes, it's possible. Yeah, it will be this sherry on the cake, right? On the top of the cake.
Playing one each other.
Yeah, it is possible, because I remember that probably in the last season or 2 years ago they play against each other around 8 or 9 times, because they also played in semis in Champions League. So you got 2 games. 2 games in the regular season, and they met each other in I think in the final. So so you get a lot of games on the highest level. So probably theoretically there is a possibility that they're gonna meet each other once again in the finals, and then of course in the Champions League final, which will be come on. As I said, they know each other like a good old friend.
Yeah, it will be very hard to predict what is going to happen. Let's say some words about the Plusliga, because I watched the one of the quarterfinals between ZAKSA and Projekt Warszawa. Let's say just the pairs. The first in the regular season, Asseco Resovia plays with Town Issa, 2-0, I believe. Just correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Zawierce are
That's
second,
right.
and then play against Induk Oshin again 2-0. Jastrzebski against Trefort 2-0, the third and the sixth team, and ZAKSA against Projekt
Correct.
Warszawa again
Right.
2-0. Even though both matches ended in tiebreak, which is pretty remarkable. Okay,
Right.
let's because I believe that the first four teams will qualify for the semifinal. It's almost sure now. Can you tell us about some words about the other two teams, because we talked about ZAKSA and Jastrzebski. We are not going to repeat
Right.
it. Just several words about Asseco and Zawierce, and your let's say your prediction, your favorite for okay, not say for now the title, but for the final.
For the final, oh come on. Yeah, I mean, well, I don't want to be cruel because I got friends in every team that you mentioned, so don't want to get trouble with them. Yeah,
Here with the Bulgarian league, okay. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Asseco Resovia Rzeszów. They got 2-0 against Stalnis, and yeah, of course, if we say that the first four team will play in semis, so in semis will ZAKSA would meet Asseco, and Zawierce will meet Jastrzebski Wegiel. So yeah, the all four teams are on the very high level. So I would say that before the season, Asseco has signed a contract with TJ DeFalco, which it seems that he was the missing puzzle in this in the riddle of Asseco, and he's I would say that he's one of the best scorer in the league. You got also Maciek Muza as an opposite. He also plays a very good season right now. So they are very offensive team. Yeah, and they got chance to beat ZAKSA, of course, because as I said, they got many players with the international background, like Fabian Drzyzga, like Paweł Zatowski, also the two middles, the Slovenian middle blocker Kozamernik and Kochanowski from Polish international team. So they are all really good players with the high skills. So I don't want to predict how it's gonna end, but I can say that there's gonna be a war in the semifinals, and yeah, in the second semifinal probably will play Zawierce against Jastrzebski Wegiel. So I like how Zawierce grows every year, because the last year they have won the bronze medal, which was the best result in the history of the club. Currently, they have signed a contract. Before the season, they signed a contract with Volek, also the Polish international, and he gave really good quality, especially by the reception of the ball. Because I remember in last season they had a really big trouble by the receptions, and currently they don't have this kind of problems. So Miguel Tavares, the setter of this team, got an easier job to do. but of course he in every game he will pass the ball, pass around 30 balls to Uroš Kovačević, because Uroš wants these balls. So I can say to the fans that they should follow Plusliga. They should watch these games, because it's gonna be very tough semifinals, and I would predict that. No, I'm not gonna predict anything because I don't want to get in trouble by these guys. But I can.
Is Kvolik injured? Because you mentioned him. Is Kvolik
Yes.
injured? Because I saw that he was not playing in the last 2 games. In the
Right.
quarter.
I think I don't know any details, but I think that he's a bit injured, but didn't receive any information about is that something serious or not. Maybe this is a small infection. I'm not sure, so I don't want to say any lie to you. But Marcin Walinski has played, and he has shown a really good approach on the
He's
court.
back now in Zawierce.
Yes,
I believe he played before. He just switched teams, and now he's back.
Yes, he's back. He used to play in Zawierce when Mark Lebidiu was the coach of the team. So yeah, and when I spoke with him, he said something like that. Yeah. Greeting to Mark, of course. He said something that Marcin Walinski on the interview with me said that it was his best season. Now he came back. He's not the first choice of the coach, but when he came on the court, so he shows very good approach and high quality technical skills, and he also won MVP statue by the first game of playoffs. So yeah, so this is the proof that he's also very good player.
Okay, and I would like to end the podcast with the following provocative question: is Plusliga the best league now in Europe and in the world?
I mean, I always try to avoid answering this kind of questions because they are provocative. Of course, fans all over the world have their favorite players, and some of them play in Poland, some of them play in Italy. So you can. It's good that we got so many valuable leagues in Europe, and you can watch all the good players. But of course, the result says that in the last few years we have made a really big progress, and the third final in a row, ZAKSA. Now Jastrzebski and ZAKSA. So we have beaten all the Italian teams. So of course you can still have all these top clubs. They beat everybody in Europe, but what about the rest of the league, right?
Yeah.
So it's hard to say, but
my friend Nicole would say, will Milano be beaten by Stone Nisa, for example?
Yeah, I sometimes I wonder how would it look like. I mean, these games like 8 team from Italy against 8 team in Poland, and maybe somebody will organize this kind of tournament someday. I would be a big and a huge fan of this idea to prove who is better, which league is better. But of course, I'm from Poland, so I can't I won't be very how can I say it? Jesus, lack of words. I can't be very
biased.
Yes, I can't be neutral because I'm Polish, so I would say Polish league is the best. Then. That's it.
Yeah, and even if I'm biased, I can't say the same for the Bulgarian league. Even though we are, that's a joke. But our league is much better this season. I really, but of course, we are going to talk about the Bulgarian league in a podcast in Bulgarian language with my friends and colleagues. So this is Piotr. Thank you a lot. I believe it was a very nice and very full of information content, because a Polish league, even if it's first or the second best league, it doesn't matter, because two Polish teams are in the final of the Champions League. This is all let's say it in this way: nothing else matters in this moment. Let's sing the Metallica song here.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you very much. So I hope that I didn't bore anybody. So thank you. So. And if you got guys some questions, just ping me on the Twitter or Instagram. So I'm open for every question, even from Italian fans.
Yeah, from Italian fans which ask which league is better. Okay, thank you again, and thanks for all of you for watching or listening or whatever. I really believe that I really hope that you liked this episode of the podcast. We are, of course, going to do this time to time. For example, I really believe that after the semis in Poland, we can also do it, Piotr, if he's not too busy with his newborn beautiful child back in this moments.
Thank you, sir. Always with pleasure.
Thank you. Bye-bye, and see you, all of you, next time. Bye.
See you. Bye-bye. Thank you.